Hey everyone, thanks for coming back. So today I wanted to do a different kind of video. I thought about what kind of stuff I went and tried to find when I very first started dabbling in junk journaling. And obviously when you very first start out, you don't start out with, you know, like the most stuff, the most expensive crap stuff. So I figured I would go around the house, see what I could come up with, and then give you just like a little bit of an idea that maybe you can run with and come up with your own things that you could find to start junk journaling, or maybe it'll give you some kind of idea to add on to, you know, what you're already doing. So that's what this pile of, some of it for the most part is just junk. Like normally you would throw it away and you wouldn't give it a second thought. But that's what I kind of wanted to show you, that, you know, if you're into junk journaling and into this whole upcycle crafting thing, you can really find a lot of stuff, you know, around your house. So let's look at my pile of junk and see what we can use to junk journal with. Okay, so first things first, when you're in the kitchen and you're getting ready to take the garbage out or the recycle out, and you go to throw your empty container or your empty boxes away, you can totally use these. These are like those little drink sticks that you put in your water. But these would make really cool mini journals, or you could even maybe stick it in a journal and then like glue it on the page. Because if you cut this open, you open each end, and then if you cut this open, it makes a really cool little booklet that already has like a nice little spine to it. So see, I mean, obviously you would have to do a little bit of trimming. You could like trim these top and bottom things off, but you know, that would give you a really nice book. Or, you know, you can refold this, and this is going to be covered up anyways, so you wouldn't see that, and you would have like a flatter one, and you could just glue it down to your page. I mean, obviously you're going to cover it, but glue it down to your page, and then you could have a little flip open inside your journal. So there's many different things that you can use with these, and because it's nice sturdy cardboard, you could even use these just to make like your tags or your journal cards and things like that. But yeah, like small ones like this work really well for stuff like this. If you have the big cereal boxes or like a pasta box or something, you know, you can cut it down and you can make your own journal covers. You can make, you know, again, you can make tags and journal cards and things like that. So definitely save some of the cardboard. Now I will say, since we're talking about junk, if you're going to save it, make sure you don't just go all in hog wild, I guess, and like have your craft room just trashed and a bunch of junk laying around. Or, you know, come up with a really good organizational system. Maybe you're going to break your boxes down and you're going to stack them up in something. Maybe you're going to take your packaging and stack it up. You know, maybe you have like a container that you're going to put some of this stuff in. Definitely come up with some kind of system though. Don't just, oh, I'm just going to keep all this stuff, let me just lay it on my desk, because it overtakes your area really fast. Trust me, I know from experience. So the next thing, most people order from Amazon. So we get, sometimes we get the brown paper bubble mailers. Obviously I took my information off of it. But these make really great journal covers, and then you can have the giant pocket inside, but when you fold it over, it's going to be nice and sturdy, and it's going to have that really fun crunchy feel that we all like. Now you could cover this with paper, you could cover it with fabric or fabric and paper, either one. And then you can just fold it in half like this and have like maybe a single signature, or you can, you know, fold it and make like a little spine and have, you know, like a little bit bigger journal. So there's this size, and then I also have this size. So this one would be really cool if you're going to do maybe like a little folio or something. You can kind of fold it in thirds, or let's see. Yeah, the pocket's on this side for this one. So, I mean, you could maybe fold it up. I mean, if you folded it like this, it would make it a little bulkier, but still. Or you could glue this side down. Hopefully I'm in frame. Yeah, this side, you could glue this side. And then you could open like the top or the bottom, probably the top. So then you would have something like this where your pocket would be top loading. But these work really good. Or, you know, you can always keep these to use later on, but then you can store your junk inside of them, and that way you don't have a bunch of stuff sitting around. So that's an option also. The next thing is, because some of you may know, I do have 2 kids. I've talked a little bit about them, but I don't openly share stuff on the internet about my kids, just personal preference. But if you have little kids, or you go to like a yard sale or thrift shop, or, you know, rummage sale, something like that, and you find the the flashcards, or like the counting number cards like these, definitely keep them or get them, because these are a little bit thicker cardstock type, and like these are blank on the side, on the one side, and they're a little bit discolored, I guess, from age. But that's good, because that's what a lot of junk journalers look for. But you can totally cover this. Kind of just like the video that we did the other day with the altered playing cards. The feel of these, like the texture, is pretty similar. So, you know, like I said in that video, I don't sand my altered playing cards. I know a lot of people do. So you can, or you don't have to. For me, I don't feel the need to, so I just don't. But yeah, definitely keep these, because these work really good for, you know, like journal cards and things like that. You could do a tag. It would just be really big. I feel like these would work fabulous for journal cards. Or you can cut them in half and make small tags. That would even work too. So definitely keep these. You could also like fold them in half and do like little flips for your journals. And because they're made out of, you know, a little bit thicker material, they're going to work really well for that. So there's that option. The next one is receipt books. Like if you, these are from a direct sale company that I used to sell stuff for. So I have leftovers of these that I no longer use. These are great because it has the double-sided thing, and you can put them, you know, in here as like a page, or you can, you know, glue stuff over top, whatever you want to do. You could vintage these up to make them look like faux vintage ephemera. So there's those. And then I also have this style receipt book, which are good too, because these ones you can use as like little flip book toppers if you're going to do like a scrappy notepad or something. And you could always, you know, write this out, make it look vintagey to make it look like, again, like the faux vintage ephemera, or you can leave it blank. It doesn't matter. The next good thing is game cards. Like if you have an old game, or you find one really cheap that doesn't have all the pieces, or maybe you're not interested in playing it anymore, you can keep the game cards, because again, they're going to be made out of a little bit thicker material. And the game cards usually are a really good size for a tag, or just like a little journal card that you can tuck into a small pocket. So definitely keep that in mind. You know, if you lose pieces to your game, don't automatically throw them away. Same with the playing cards. If you, you know, lose a card or something, don't worry about it. Just keep them, and you can journal with them. Here's another style of cards that came from a game. I'm not even sure. This came from a really old game, sort of like Monopoly, but it wasn't Monopoly. But like, look at it. They look like little mini postcards. So like, how cool is that? Different styles and stuff. And then even like the things that you write down, or like the money, you could totally use all this stuff. Let's see. Oh, I'm dropping stuff. The next thing is junk mail. So junk mail is really great because it comes in a wide variety of you know, sizes, shapes, colors, all that stuff. So like this one came in an already fancy envelope. You could just cover the words and stuff, and then you have like the little flip out, and you can just put this down, decorate over it, put it in the envelope, and then you can either glue the envelope down or have it as a removable. So that's a cool option. It's not going to go back in there right now. These cards that come from like the cable and internet, this is like really thick. So this would be cool to use, glue it down maybe as, you know, I don't know if it would work so well as a pocket, but you could use it as a journaling card or something like that. You know, you could put a pocket on this and then glue it down, because that would make it really sturdy. So there's an option. And then all the different types of envelopes. Even if they're open, you can just, you know, straighten them up. It doesn't matter. Different shapes and sizes. All kinds of stuff. So definitely check out your junk mail before you throw it away. But remember, you don't have to keep everything unless you think you're going to use it all right away, because there's like an endless supply of junk mail. Sorry. All right, the next thing is like merchandise tags. So this came off of a Girl Brush, not clothing, but you can do clothing, any of your like accessories that you buy. If you buy new hand towels or bath towels, sometimes they come with the little hang tags, you know, anything that has a hang tag. Even like this one, I think is ripped apart now, barely, almost. But even if it isn't, you could cover over it, and then you could punch a new hole. You could punch it somewhere different. You know, you could use it as a dangle in your page. You could hook it to something else and use it as like a you could put like a brad in here and hold them together. You know, you could do a lot of stuff with clothing tags, or, you know, like the different stuff like that. So definitely think about that before you throw it away. Next is buttons. So I have a whole bunch of different buttons. Some of these I did buy, but because they're all like just mixed together, so I couldn't pick out, oh, this one came off of this one came off of this. So they're all together. But if you're, you know, throwing a shirt out because it got ruined, or you're throwing a pair of pants out because they, you know, are ripped, or, you know, a button falls off your shirt and, well, you don't really need it because it's just the inside cuff. Definitely save the buttons, because you can always use them as an accessory. You can use them as a closure. You could just wrap it around it. And they're just so cool. I mean, look at all these different buttons. There's big ones, little ones, you know, raised ones, flat ones. So buttons are super cool to use as an accessory. You can also dangle them off a piece of twine or like metal, or, you know, something like that. So hold on to your buttons. Any old jewelry that you have, depending on what it is, you could always use it as like a dangle or something. Like this is an old necklace that I no longer wanted. There's nothing wrong with it. I just didn't want to wear it anymore. So like I could keep this piece to use as like something by itself. I could use the beads off of it. You know, I could leave it on this because it's like fishing twine kind of material, and I could just dangle it, or I could put it on, you know, like some chain or something, and I could make like spine dangles or something like that. So that's an option. I also have this necklace, which I love, but it's just super heavy. But these are really cool because they are held on by like jump rings, but there's not like a chain or anything. So I thought it would be super cool to maybe cut this part off and just have this like on the front of a journal or something. And then like these ones you could take apart and again make spine dangles or make like little charms to go inside your journals. You could hook some of these off of like paper clips and stuff. That would be fun. So there's that. This is actually a mask holder. You're supposed to put this part around your neck and then have your mask hung onto this. That way, you know, if you took your mask off to eat lunch or something, then you wouldn't have to lay it down. You could just have it around your neck, and then when you were done, you put it back on. So I'm no longer using this. I think I only used it maybe once. Anyways, but you could use the pearl beads off of it. And then you can also, you know, use the clasps. Okay guys, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. My video clicked off and I didn't even realize it. So, let's see. You saw the mask holder. I think we were just finishing with that. Earrings, if you have earrings that you no longer want or they're broken, things like that, see if you can salvage like the beads off of them or the wire off of them or anything like that. And then let's see. Okay, then I was talking about things to like accessorize with, like to fancy it up. And when I very first started, I actually started using eyeshadow as my ink. Now I don't have my eyeshadow down here because I no longer use the eyeshadow in my junk journals, and it's upstairs in my makeup, so I didn't bring it down. I'm sorry, I forgot. But if you have little kids, or you know, maybe you don't have little kids but you have a couple bucks, go to the dollar store. They have the ink pads, or even I think maybe Walmart, whatever you have by you, they probably have some cheap ink pads, like under $2 maybe. You can also get the ones that have the different colors in it. And then if you're like me, because this is what I use and this is what I started out using, the cosmetic sponges, you know, you can get them in this size or you can get them in this size. But what I would do is I would get them in this size and then I would just cut them in half, because then you get 2 for 1 and you get twice as many sponges. So if they're like this, it's just the right size to put in the colors, and then you have to worry about having all the colors. So that's definitely a good option if you don't have ink or you don't want to go out and spend the money on ink, because obviously, you know, that certain inks that people use for journaling is very expensive. And I know not everybody can afford it. I personally don't want to spend the money right now to get it. I'm not saying later on down the road that I'm not going to. But, you know, the generic inks that I'm using, like, they work fine. There's nothing wrong with them. I mean, like, these ones came in a pack of 6 or 8, and I think they came from Michael's for like $5. They're just fine. And then, like, a lot of people will use like the Nuvo drops, or what is the other thing? Liquid, what's it called? Liquid pearls, things like that. I don't have any of that. I haven't bought any. I would like to, but I haven't yet. So my daughter had puffy paint. She was really into puffy paint for a while, and now she's not. So now I have what's left of her puffy paint collection. And they work really cool because you can put little dots around your page and they stay, you know, kind of puffy, and they're bright colors or like the metallic colors, whichever. You can also get the glitter glue, or if you again have kids, But like how we all used to use it, where you would just put it down and draw around and things like that. You can totally do that, but I watched a video, and I don't even remember what episode it was in. I watched a video from Shabby Dabby Doodah, and she used the glitter glue like this, but she put it down on her mat and then just used her finger and went where she wanted it, and it didn't turn out like bumpy or anything. It just gave the glitter effect, and I thought it was really pretty. And it works really good also because for my daughter's 100-day of school shirt, it was like a spur of the moment, last minute, hey mom, I really want a shirt. I printed out a picture and I kind of freehanded it with a Sharpie on one of her old t-shirts, and then I don't remember what it said, something about, you know, sparkle and 100 memories or something like that. So I used some of this and I just put it out on the mat, and I used my finger, or you can use a paintbrush, and I traced over the word sparkle and then like the little starburst around the shirt, and it turned out really cute, and it actually worked really, really well because there is a lot of glitter effect in the glitter glue, so it works really, really well. Something else you can also do or use for your junk journaling is like old magazines or old newspapers. They don't even have to be old, but like old as in old, I'm done with them. I looked around. We don't have any of those around here. We're not really magazine and newspaper people. But totally, if you have, you know, magazines, newspapers, any books that you're done with, you know, cut them up and use them. Old cookbooks that you're done with, things like that. You can also use fabric, which I just thought about. I didn't bring any over with me, but you know, different fabric if you have any, if you know, you're getting rid of a shirt because you no longer want it, but you really like the material, keep the shirt, cut it up and use it for your junk journaling. And then if it has buttons, then you have a 2-for-1 special. You get your shirt where you get the fabric, and then you get the buttons off the shirt. So, you know, denim, you can always keep the pockets, because then you can just glue it right down to the page, and then you'll have an instant pocket, and then you can decorate the outside of the pocket, and it's super cool. So yeah, there's tons of stuff. So just, you know, go take a walk around your room, around your house, see what you can find. You, I'm sure, can come up with tons of other stuff that I probably missed. But that's the fun of it. You know, you watch a video that has a few random things, and then it sparks your own interest, and then you can find stuff that you might not have thought of. So that's, you know, that's the fun about making these videos and watching these videos, because what I might think of, you might not, and vice versa. So I hope you guys found some tips and tricks in this video, and I hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and hit the subscribe button if you're already not, and I will see you guys in the next one. See you later. Bye.